90% of people who set a New Year's resolution quit before February. Not because the goal was too hard, but because their mind gave up before their body ever had the chance to. And somewhere out there right now, a man named David Goggins is running 40 miles on 2 broken legs, a torn retina, and a heart condition, because he discovered something most of us never will. The voice in your head that tells you to stop is lying to you almost every single time. If you have ever felt mentally weak, if you've ever quit on yourself at the first sign of discomfort, this video is going to show you exactly why that happens and exactly how to rebuild yourself into someone who can't be broken. Here's the uncomfortable truth psychologists have confirmed through decades of research. Your brain is wired for survival, not for greatness. It is constantly scanning for the easiest path, the shortest route to comfort, because for hundreds of thousands of years, conserving energy meant staying alive. But you are not living in a cave anymore. You are living in a world where the biggest threat to your life is not a predator, it's your own comfort. David Goggins calls this the 40% rule. When your mind tells you that you're done, that you've hit your limit, you have actually only tapped into 40% of your true capacity. The remaining 60% is locked behind pain, behind discomfort, behind the exact moments you've been trained your whole life to avoid. Think about that for a second. Every time you gave up on a workout, a goal, a version of yourself you wanted to become, you weren't out of fuel. You just believed a lie your brain told you to protect itself. Goggins wasn't born mentally tough. That's the part people conveniently forget when they turn him into a superhuman myth. He grew up in an abusive household, watching his father beat his mother, living in poverty, failing the Navy SEAL training not once, not twice, but multiple times before he finally made it through. He was overweight, he had a stutter, he had every reason on paper to become another statistic. But here's what separated him from 99% of people who go through trauma. He stopped asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and started asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" That single shift in psychology, from victim to student, is what neuroscientists call cognitive reframing, and it is one of the most powerful tools in existence for building what's called stress inoculation. The same way a vaccine exposes your body to a small amount of a virus so it can build immunity, deliberately exposing yourself to controlled discomfort builds psychological immunity against life's bigger blows. Now here's where most people mess this up. They think mental toughness means suppressing emotion, going numb, becoming a robot that never feels pain. That's not toughness, that's dissociation, and it will eventually break you from the inside. Real mental toughness, the kind Goggins actually teaches, is about building what psychologists call self-efficacy, the belief, based on evidence, that you are capable of handling hard things because you have proof you've done it before. And proof isn't built through motivation. Motivation is fake. It's temporary. It shows up for 5 minutes after you watch a video like this and disappears the moment your alarm goes off at 5 a.m. What actually builds unbreakable people is something Goggins calls the cookie jar method, and it is disturbingly simple. You take every hard thing you've ever survived, every moment you didn't quit even when you wanted to, and you store it like a mental cookie jar. Then, when life gets brutal, when your mind starts screaming at you to stop, you reach into that jar and you remind yourself, "I have done hard things before, and I am still here." Let's get practical, because knowing this and doing this are two completely different battles. First, start what Goggins calls callousing your mind. Deliberately do one uncomfortable thing every single day that has zero reward attached to it. Cold showers, an extra mile when your legs are done, waking up before your body wants to. This isn't about the activity itself, it's about proving to your own brain, through repeated evidence, that you don't quit when things get uncomfortable. Second, build your own cookie jar tonight. Write down 5 moments in your life where you were tested and you survived anyway. Keep that list somewhere you can see it, because on the day your mind tries to convince you that you're too weak, you'll have written proof that you're not. Third, practice what's called the 40% rule in real time. The next time you want to quit something, whether it's a workout, a hard conversation, or a goal you've been avoiding, force yourself to do just 10% more before you stop. That 10% is where your identity gets rebuilt, one uncomfortable rep at a time. Mental weakness isn't a life sentence. It's a habit your brain learned because it was never taught otherwise. But the same brain that learned to quit can be retrained to endure, and every single person who seems unbreakable today was once exactly where you are right now. doubting themselves in the dark. The difference is they decided to callous their mind instead of comfort it. So today, do one hard thing. Just one. And tomorrow, do it again. Because that's not motivation, that's how warriors are actually built.